Well, the presentations to those two players were absolutely chaotic here at the Oval today. It was one of the most appalling presentation disturbances I've seen in a long time. Added to that, Jonathan Agnew, the England last man out, he was in the situation of having his bat stolen, helmet stolen and gloves stolen.
Can we ask you, please, to give us a bit more room in the presentation area so that everybody can home and join the presentation as well as you can. Thank you very much.
You had a very frustrating time during that presentation, didn't you, Clive?
Yes, I think it was very chaotic. The scenes were not very good, I must say. And I think that it's time they do things on balconies, really, or they can still keep as much noise as they want, but still you can get through the presentation quite easily. It was madness, really.
Well, they were just enjoying themselves, I suppose, but it did make rather a mess of what should be a grand finale to a good series.
That's right. And the grand finale to a good series, Clive. Many congratulations on a whitewash and on an 8th consecutive victory, equaling the Australian record many, many moons ago. You have an outstanding side and you've had an outstanding result.
Yes, Peter, I can say that what I'm happy about is that our injection of youth, they're coming through rather quickly, getting very professional, and they're getting the necessary experience that is needed for Test cricket. And that's the part that I'm quite happy about. Where the rest of the team is concerned, it's obvious that they're playing better as the years go on. Surely, I presume, in the next 3 or 4 years, some of those big names will be missing, and I hope that the people that fill them will perform just as adequate as they have.
David, it's been a very tough year for you. You have our sympathy because captaining a losing side, can you hear what I'm saying, David?
Just
Captaining a losing side is never fun. I'm sure you'd like to say something about Clive's side. Tough as it's been out there in the middle, particularly in this match with its bounce.
Yeah, I have noticed that they have played rather well through the series. And it's, as he says, the younger players have blended in well. It always helps to have the experience there. But they are a very good side, very capable in all departments. And it's been very, very frustrating. Whenever we've had a sniff of a chance of getting in there, one of their side has come through and played well. And again, vis-a-vis this last game where Desmond Haynes, who's had a terrible series until now, finally came through, showed what sort of player he is again, made 100 and put it right back in their court again.
Clive, you said you thought that 1 or 2 of the big names might be missing soon. It's been announced that you're going off to Australia to captain the side there, but I just wonder, like Dame Melba, whether you might... I mean, you've been persuaded out of premature retirement once or twice. Is this for good now? Is it definitely going to be the last one?
Well, Peter, I was looking at it the other day. 3/4 of my career I've spent as being captain. I mean, it's a long time to be in charge, and I think I'm getting to that stage where you're not that you're really getting tired of the situation. It's just that the pressure is getting more and more, really, and it's getting to me, more or less. I think it's a lot to do too with your family. They're growing up. My kids are, just at the age now where they need to see me a little bit more often, I would think. But surely the cricket over the years has been excellent, and I really think too we have a lot of good young players, and I don't see why we can't try and see if we can get a couple of them in at the moment.
What would you like to say to David and his England side at the end of this series?
Well, I can say that I've played against a lot of captains. I must say that David has come out of this with a lot of credit. The way he's handled the press, he hasn't made any excuses. He's just said things that were true. And I think he came out of this year with a lot of dignity. And I hope that, and in the future, that he would have quite a lot more luck than he's had this year. And I would think that with the right sort of guidance and the right sort of players to mold into a Test side, that he's got this sort of charisma that can get the best out of players. And I personally wish him the best of luck in the future.
Well, David, you've got Sri Lanka coming up the week after this, and then a winter in India, and then some one-days when you'll be knocking into this character again, yes?
Well, yes, it'd be nice to meet them in the final of that competition. No, it's obviously a lot of work to be done yet. And we switch our sights very quickly now to Sri Lanka for the next game. which again entails a lot of effort. You've got to work hard, and they've got some interesting cricketers. Obviously, we are now, or should be, favourites to win that, and we'll try and make sure that happens properly.
Do you think the Sri Lankan test will give the selectors a chance to switch around a little bit? And
I certainly hope not. From my point of view, you know, the lads that have fought through this series deserve to have a go at Sri Lanka. You don't suddenly bring in someone else just for the sake of it. And again, we've had some performances in this test series where people have merited keeping their place. We want to beat Sri Lanka as best we can. That doesn't mean making any more experiments for the sake of it.
last thought with you, Clive, because I think this is the last time I'm likely to be talking to you at the end of a test in this country. And may I thank you for all your cooperation and friendliness over the years.
Cheers, thank you, Peter. I would think that the series it is played in the best spirit possible. I don't think there's any bad blood between the two sides. We have done extremely well, so no doubt, and we've beaten other countries and such. It's just that the margin is a little bit greater here. But I don't think that the people throughout England have got anything to worry about. They have a lot of good cricketers, and I think with time they will produce the type of players that is expected. And I'm sure that, looking around the county scene, that they've got a lot of players to choose from. And as I said, with the right sort of guidance and the selectors sort of picking the right sort of people, I'm sure that it's not far off. When England would be a strength again in Test cricket.
One more thought from you, David.
Well, I'd like to think along the same lines, of course. We've got a lot of cricket to be played in the future. We have got plenty of good players. One or two of them been blooded for the first time this series against hard opposition. And it's up to them to come through as they should do and improve over the years. And we will become a good side again.
Right, I gather now we can go to our little calypso.